the other thing I tell people, I'm like, I'm not oppressed. Do not look at me and think because I have black skin that I identify as a person who is oppressed. I've never one day in my whole life thought I was oppressed. So for somebody to put that on me, and I think that's the problem with the messages that are being spoken out and projected onto people like you're oppressed, you're oppressed. If somebody tells you you're oppressed enough, yeah, of course you're gonna feel oppressed. And so the messages that are out there, I think people need to push back on them. And I love when I do see people of color say, stop saying that about me or stop putting
Yes.
these ideas on me that are not true. And I've had like as I grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, so at one point, Milwaukee was known as the number one most segregated city in the United States. So I've had times where I've walked into a store in like a suburban community and have been followed around. Is
Yeah.
that going to taint my heart toward every white person? Like, no, that person just was maybe being a jerk or something or
Yeah.
had a wrong perception. But that does not mean every time I've gone into the store, I haven't been followed around. If it's happened 2 or 3 times in my life out of the thousands of times, I'm not going to build a narrative around that. And I think that's what I try to help people understand is like the more you accept kind of this garbage that is being put out on you and just making you feel down and like everybody's out to get you, everybody wants to hurt you. I'm like, I've had no problem getting to where I am in my life. As far as me going the odds were stacked against me for my, being having a 17-year-old mom. Yes,
Yeah.
I should be where I am right now, but nothing was stopping me. And so I never, even with my own children, I never want them to think that any person has that much power over them to stop them from being who they were created to be. My daughter she's 14, she wants to go to law school. I'm like, all right. So we talk about it all the time. There's never okay, well, we hope you get into the school. We hope that these people don't, do this and that. I'm not building a narrative for her about that. It's like, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be, you can do it. And so sometimes I do get people, even people of color, who get so angry at me
Oh, yeah.
because I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I'm not joining on the parade there because it's
Yeah.
not true. And people, even with the media, like sometimes choosing clips of things and then showing it and building this whole story. Like what was actually happening? Like give me some more context. But I think because the emotional reaction that comes out of people when you see something that right away you might identify as wrong, I think that's what media has done to
Mhm.
people. And then people then, whether it's protesting or just whatever may happen, or, whatever people choose to do to show their displeasure with that, comes out. And often it comes out in a way that hurts other people.